Las Vegas. Big time 9-ball. The finals of a major. Bustamante. Souquet. 2 champions, 1 title. Are you ready?
Welcome to the finals of the men's division of the Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball Championships. Let's meet the players. Player number 1, seeded number 4 for this event, a former world champion from Manching, Germany. If you would, Mr. Ralf Souquet. And his opponent, undefeated in this event, one of the great players of all time, from the Philippines, Mr. Francisco Bustamante.
And wow, what a couple of great players here to contest for a major championship title. This is how they got here. Ralf Souquet, the finals of the winner's bracket against Francisco Bustamante. Not quite getting it done. Francisco winning that match to move undefeated into these finals. Ralf Souquet had to then play Mika Immonen, and he took care of Mika in a great match and has a shot at getting back at Francisco Bustamante. The title is at stake. Mitch Lawrence and King James, BCA Hall of Famer Jim Rempe here bringing you the action. And we are expecting a fantastic match between 2 of the premier players in the world. Ralf Souquet will have the break. And Jim, that is a very, very big deal and could prove to be important later. Let's take a look quickly at the format. It's a race to 7 games, alternating breaks, 30-second shot clock, 1 timeout per rack, and 15 grand to the winner of this particular match. Let's take a look at how both of them got here. Ralf Souquet with a path through, losing to Francisco as we saw, and then coming back against Mika Immonen. And Francisco Bustamante, undefeated through 6 matches against some of the best players in the world. You see some familiar, some unfamiliar names, but all of them great players, part of a 64-player field, one of the toughest in all of Q Sports. That's why this championship means so much.
To Mr. Ralf Souquet.
And Ralf Souquet, the meditative Ralf Souquet, very focused, outwardly calm, and inwardly burning with a desire to win this title. Jim, it's going to be a great one.
It sure is. You know, they're both living in Germany, so they're actually playing for who's the best in the hometown kind of way.
But what a strange hometown. Ralph from Germany, Francisco from Manila in the Philippines. A great international field. And Ralf Souquet with the break.
Well, he started that out perfect. I mean, he put the cue ball dead center in the middle of the table again. Okay, this is interesting. He can go kick this 1 ball 4 cushions around the table, just stop the cue ball right there. I think he's got the perfect lie for this, where there's no cue ball motion whatsoever. Just stop the cue ball, and if the 1 goes off the first cushion between the 2 and the 8, it's a natural angle. He's going to look at this because he knows if he hits one of the balls down table here, the 1 ball will stay down table, and it'll turn out to be a lousy safety.
3 went on the break. Ralph takes his extension early in this rack, and sometimes we see that come back to bite a player later on when he's got a really, really motor. We'll see if Ralph can make this work, but it's a key shot for him, even though it's the first shot after the break.
Well, you get 1 extension per rack, so this is an important shot. The safety can win the game here. A good safety wins a game. Look at this, right between the balls, stop the cue ball perfect, send the 1 around the table, 3 cushions, perfect.
Wow. That's an early salvo right there from Ralf Souquet. Beautiful play.
Well, he's going to kick. There's 2 different ways to kick. He can kick this way or go to the other side. If he kicks to the left here, this way, he can hit it soft and maybe try to float the cue ball behind the 6 or hit it hard and try to get lucky. I mean, let's see how he goes. He hit it soft. He hit it on the top side. He actually got lucky there. He was trying to put the cue ball behind the 6. He hit the top side of the 1, and that's the way they wound up. If he hit the bottom side, the cue ball would have been behind the 6. But he'll take this.
I guess. Let's take another look as Ralf Souquet gets ready for this shot.
See, if he hits the bottom side of the 1, the cue ball would have floated down and would have went behind the 6 ball. But like I said, he's going to take this. Ralf is actually playing a carom off the 1 into the 9 ball here. He's trying to make the 9. Yep. He hit too much of the 1 ball. Look at this. If he hit it a little bit hard, he would have made the 6 on the side.
You never know that beforehand. You always say, if only.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's better to hit the balls hard and try to get a little lucky. I figure if you're moving a lot of balls, it's okay. Here's a situation where, you know, he can play a lot of safeties. He can drive the 1 ball up the table and leave the cue ball down table. He could maybe bank the 1 ball. He could come around, you know, hit the side of the 1 ball like this and come 2 cushions and out of there, play safe. I don't like that. I like the bank shot. I think he's going to go for the bank because the 2 is laying on the side cushion and has a chance to go off the 8 in the side pocket for your next shot. So that's exactly what he's doing. Looks like he made the 1.
Oh!
Well,
you know, he is such a great offensive player and shot maker. Not that obviously he can play safeties too. He can play all of them, but that's why that bank kind of made sense for Francisco too, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Bustamante does everything right. He's just a great player.
Let's take another look. This was very, very close, and this could prove to be key. Like we said early in the match, but every shot big when it's the finals, 15,000 at stake, and the title.
Look how close that was.
Wow.
And when he needs to get in the middle of the table for the 2 ball, he got a little bit of luck here. Kissed off that ball. He was just trying to get in the middle. Okay, he could. This 2 goes off the 6 ball in the side pocket. You can see just like that. You just hit the side of the 6, and the 2 is going to go in the side pocket, and the 4 is right there in the corner. Put the cue ball out a little bit. 4 is up by the top there. Just make the 2 off the 6 ball and just stay around in there. Try to come off the cushion a little bit. He made the combination.
Instead.
He fooled me. No, he was playing the 2 in the side. And then, well, if he hit it a little bad, the 2 would have went in the side, but he hit it perfect and wanted to make it in the 6. But he's okay. He's just to make the 2 ball now in the corner pocket. You know, he's going to get on the 5 later. He's got to draw a little bit first, back for the 4 ball, get a little bit angle, and then come back where I drew the circle for the 5. So you get a little bit angle on the 4, and I'll bounce back to get to where play the 5 in the same pocket. Like that. Just come right over here with a little bit of left-hand English. It's like a center ball with a little bit of left-hand spin. Like punch it a little bit and let the spin bring you back over. Perfect.
Good shot. You're getting a good look at Ralf Souquet. I want to quickly mention this beautiful playing equipment, the Champion Pro from Olhausen, that table that you see there. Super Pro Aramith balls by Imperial International. The balls of choice. Championship Tour Edition billiard fabric. Cloth covering that table. Players will be using Master Chalk by Tweeton Fiber, and we will be using the Sardo Tight Rack.
Yeah, he played for the long shot here, Mitch. See, I mean, he's not scared of these long shots. He's been doing it in the semifinals, and he's starting out doing it here in the finals. Just stop the ball. That's all you want to do here. So he'll hit this ball with a slow speed just in case he misses it. He's got a chance to make it even if it wobbles then. You don't want to hit balls hard. You want to hit them soft. In case you hit it bad, it's still going to go.
And you've got 2 of the best in the world at doing just that.
Yeah, this is just a 1 cushion shot. Straight back for the 9 ball. Judge's speed. You could come around the table 3 cushions, but he won't do that. He'll come straight down the table.
Race to 7. This is what you want. Either player. Get that first one on the board. Get a chance to stay at the table. Get the conditions. Feel the speed of the cloth. And then just let your game take over. And Ralf Souquet has done just that. 1-0 now over Francisco Bustamante, who has the break when we come back. The Billiard Congress of America Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by the Billiard Congress of America. Pool, everybody's game. By Billiards Digest, the best magazine in billiards. And by Q-Tech Cues, the official cue of the BCA tournament. There you get a look at our match tied up at 1 apiece. Here's how we got here in rack number 2. Francisco Bustamante, one of the great breaks you will ever see in the game. Athletic, powerful. There's another look. Throws all of that body into it, often with great results. And in rack 2, went on to take that rack. We're at 1-1. We're in rack 3 in progress. And Francisco Bustamante at the table.
He has to shoot here, so he's going to have to kick to hit this one ball. You can kick one cushion, or you can go around 3 cushions here. Let's take a look at this shot a little bit better. You know, he's got to hit the one. So let's see. If he kicks 3 cushions, sometimes it's easier to kick 3 cushions. And the way you do that is you try to envision the ball not being there and just kick like you want to scratch. And on the way to the scratch, you hit the one. And that's exactly what he did. That's a little tip for you novice players out there. You don't kick for the ball sometimes. Sometimes you kick for a spot on the cushion, whether it be a pocket or a diamond. And he did just that.
And you think these fans appreciate it? Wow. What a fabulous shot that was.
Well, now it's just to make the ball come straight back down the table. You see where the 2 ball is. Now, if he makes the 1, you don't want to do nothing fancy with the cue ball. Just make the 1, let the cue ball come down. If you nudge the 2 ball, you're still okay. If you don't, you're going to come past it and play the 2 on the side next. Make sure you make the ball. Irving Crane once told me that. He says, if you never miss, then you never let your opponent back to the table, and that's the right attitude to take. Okay, you could play a safe. He might be looking around to play a safe, put the cue ball over there, but I don't think so. I think he's going to come straight down the table, just make the ball. Nice and soft. Here comes the cue ball. Even if he bumps the 2, it'll be all right. He's a little bit hard, but he's still okay. Playing the 2 ball on the side here. You can make the 2 ball and come to the cushion, like draw the cue ball, 2 ball on the side, right, like that. And let the cue ball come this way and back out in here. Make sure you don't get snookered by the ball there.
Tough shot.
You want to stay away from that. You can just roll the ball. If the scratch isn't on, just roll the ball. That's what he's doing. He's just rolling the ball. Look at it. He's going to miss this ball. Oh. You know, I haven't seen him miss too many balls.
That was close. Just on the point. You can see his reaction, too. He hasn't missed too many balls. Let's take another look. This is very, very close. Tough cut. There's the point.
Just the point.
You can tell. See the way Ralf is sitting there? I like his whole attitude. I got to tell you. Very, very focused. Very much there. And he better be against Francisco Bustamante.
That's for sure. You can't get shook up when you miss a ball. When you miss, you just sit down and wait for your next shot. That's all. Attitude. It's the main ingredient to good pool. Here he's going to cut the 3 ball on the side. He's got to use the 5 for a Karen. Just bounce right off the 5 to the bottom cushion and come straight back up. Just like that. That is absolutely precision perfect.
As we mentioned before, Francisco from Manila in the Philippines, now living in Germany. And watch this. You'll see this often. Comfortable, left-handed, right-handed. Behind the back, we have seen Francisco shoot every which way with that cue.
Yeah, he does a lot behind the back. Here he's just going to knock the 5 down the corner pocket, just let the cue ball come back out, keep an angle on the 6 ball. Just make the ball. The cue ball is going to come naturally into the angle. Now here's a shot where he can play for the 8 in the side, which would be the wrong way to play for it. Being a good player like he is, I'll bet he just rolls the ball and comes into the angle. Anytime you can roll the ball, yeah, like that. Look at it. Oh, yeah, I thought he missed that ball.
He did too. Look at him.
You know, you take your eye off a ball, you can miss anything.
There is no such thing as a gimme, isn't that right?
That's for sure. You got to focus on every shot.
He knew he got away with one there. I really think he thought that was just staying up. But instead, this 9 and a chance to go up by a rack at 2-1. And there it is. Francisco Bustamante, 2-1 over Ralf Souquet, race to 7 for the title of the Billiard Congress of America Open 9-Ball Championship. Francisco will have the break when we come back. Welcome back to Las Vegas. We're tied at 2 racks apiece. Here's how we got here. Show you some highlights from rack 4. Ralf Souquet, the safety on the 1, and a brilliant safety it was. And here's how Francisco responded. Tried to get there, But that's the result of a good safety. It led to Ralf Souquet with that 9 to make it 2-2. And here we are, rack number 5. Ralf Souquet at the table. And it's exactly what we thought, a nip and tuck match between two great players, one of which will be the new Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball champion, the defending champion, Charlie Williams, knocked out fairly early in what is a very, very tough field every year. It's why it is so hard to repeat at this particular event. And a good break by Ralf there, Jim.
Boy, he's really breaking the balls really well. He's controlling the cue ball. He got bumped to go where he is right now, but he's got a shot here. He could bank the 1 ball. And if he hits it at a slow speed, he can play safe at the same time. In other words, if he misses it and hangs it up, let's say, well, he's got 2 blockers there, the 5 and the 2 ball. And if he makes it, the 2 ball's right there for his next shot. So this is like a free shot. He'll hit this soft. Speed of the 1 to the hole. Nice and soft. Control the cue ball. Just keep it there. Look at that. Nice. Right in the hole, and he's got position on the 2.
Beautiful.
Even if he missed that, he wasn't in trouble.
Let's take another look, and this is a really, really nice example of just some touch. You don't have to do too much. We keep talking about how Ralf Souquet does what he needs to do. Very simple approach to a complex game.
He sees all the shots. Here's a real good shot. This is a straight pull shot where you got to know the cushions. He's got to come 2 cushions in between the 3 and the 8 ball to get position. Watch this. He's going to come bottom cushion, bump, side cushion, bump in between these balls. Look at this shot. He's right on the 3 ball.
With a couple of bumps in there.
Okay, the 3 ball, just hit it, draw it up the cushion, right off, a little bit of low right-hand spin. Try to get straight in on the 4 ball.
You know, you mentioned that straight pool, and we have a great example of why everybody should play numerous games. Ralf, a straight pool champion, the 2000 BCA US Open straight pool champion. Francisco, a great straight pool player, and it obviously helps whatever game you're playing.
It helps in all games, and it helps the length of your career, too, because it teaches you to get closer to the object ball, which is really what you want to do. The less tough shots you shoot, the better off you are. Here's a shot, like even right here. He's just going to make the 4 ball in the side pocket and bring the cue ball down to get an angle on the 5. You can come 3 cushions like that, or you can come. There's a lot of different ways to come here. Just make sure you make the 4. Follow. He's following it right here. Now he can come straight back up here, I think, with 1 cushion like this, or he can even come 2 cushions around and just to get to the middle of the table. Any which way you feel more comfortable about doing that, that's what you should do. When you're at the table, you see it a lot clearer, and then your confidence comes into play. You play with what feels good to you.
As we look at Ralf Souquet over the 5, you will hear great reaction from the crowd. Ralf getting perfect shape here. You'll hear the crowd a lot during the course of this match, part of the 8,000 or more players who are here right next door to this great pro event at the 27th National 8-Ball Championships, run by the Billiard Congress of America. And this is a really, really amazing job that the Billiard Congress does every year at this event, for junior pool, for the pros, for amateurs, different divisions, 26 divisions in the 8-Ball Championship, vendors. The Riviera Hotel just unbelievably alive with people who love the game. It's been a fabulous week, as it always is, and no one's liking it more right now than Ralf Souquet, who takes a 1-rack lead over Francisco Bustamante, 3-2. Part of the great crowd loving it here in Las Vegas. There's Francisco waiting for rack 6 as he does. We'll look at the other top finishes brought to you by Championship Cloth. And though there are some great names there, the one that jumps out at me is George Breedlove, coming out of semi-retirement, if you will, to take 5th, 6th. Great tournament for him. And our thanks to Brian Roselli, National Sales Manager, and all the people at Olhausen Tables for helping sponsor this event, bringing you the greatest players in the world. Without their help, it wouldn't be possible. Francisco Bustamante now at the table, rack 6 down 2-3 to Ralf Souquet. And look again for a big break from Francisco.
He hits him hard. I mean, he puts a lot of power, a little bit too much power.
I guess so. And you see there, he's looking at the table to see where the balls wind up, because as Steve Tipton picks it up, look at that, there's some power. How long is that going to
Now there's
spin?
some English, huh?
Woo.
You know, this is one thing you don't want. Look at this. He's got a combination, too.
This could not be worse for Francisco Bustamante right here.
That's the cardinal rule. You don't ever want to do that. Anything but jump the cue ball off the table.
Plus, leave a 2-9 combination with ball in hand for Ralf Souquet.
That happens a lot of the times, too. I mean, this is like, here, just beat me.
That's just candy for a baby right there. Ralf Souquet now 4-2 over Bustamante here in Las Vegas.
Game for the match.
Welcome back, everybody. There you see the score. Ralf Souquet 6, Francisco Bustamante 4. Here's how we got to this point. Show you some highlights from rack 10. Safety by Francisco, and you can see his reaction. We talked a little earlier about how he's just a little bit off, and it's kind of catching up with him a little bit. Ralf Souquet, on the other hand, a long, tough shot on the 3, handles it beautifully. Perfect speed led to this 9. And a chance to be on the hill, 6-4 now, 1 rack away from the championship, the title, the money, everything that goes with being the Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball champion.
Let's go. Bring him up, 6-4.
The 2002 U.S. Open champion, Ralf Souquet, would like nothing more than to add this to his resume. A huge, huge title to win. Part of the great crowd here in Las Vegas all weekend. How'd you like to have this, Jim? 6-4 in the break?
Yeah, he doesn't want Bustamante to get back to the table. He'd like to end it right here with a nice break and clearance. His cue ball got kissed around, but he broke him really good.
1 in the 7 went on the break.
I'm going to let you draw the diagrams from here. I've been messing up. Go ahead. You take over. Let me see you do it. Go ahead.
You're kidding, right?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You just want to see me play,
I want to see your lines.
All right,
go ahead.
well, let's see. First you go over here. Take this over here, put a little circle behind there, and bring one over here and come over here.
Oh, wait, give it back to me. You better give it back to me. He's got the 2 ball straight in the corner. He just wants to draw a table and get in the middle of the table for the 3 ball.
Sometimes you just want to play. It's like being in a sandbox.
From here, it's easy. I haven't made one mistake yet.
You get to have all the fun. Look at that. 11 tournament wins in 2002. No wonder he was the player of the year in 2002. He wants to keep it going.
He's got the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and desire. He's loving it. He would have liked to come back a little further. This is a shot where he's got a slow roll and just come straight across the table for the 4 ball. This is a really delicate shot. He's got to hit this really soft, little bit of outside English.
We asked Ralf earlier why he thinks he's playing so well.
I had my best year in 2002, and I try to keep it like that. Try to eat right, try to just prepare myself very well before the matches. Try to get enough rest, enough sleep, and in 2003 I only had 1 win so far, but I had 5 or 6 third-place finishes.
And you talked about it, Jim, desire. He's very unsatisfied with 1 win and 5 third-place finishes. That is why he's one of the great players.
That's exactly right. That's how you have to feel to play this game good.
We looked at Francisco, who seems a little bit down right now, and he's down 6-4. Let's see.
His whole body moved in that shot. I mean, he jumped straight up in the air. That was the winning shot. You make that shot, you win the tournament, and his both feet left the floor.
Very unusual for him to do that. We haven't seen him react to a shot like that this whole match, Jim.
Right. Well, here's a shot just going to make the 3 ball and come straight across the table for the 4 in the corner. Straight. He missed that ball.
Whoa. Boy, he's gotten away with some
the
last few racks.
He sure has. Just make the 4 down the left-hand corner pocket and draw the cue ball over to this side. Make sure you don't get behind the 8. Just a little draw. Come back over here. He's going to be fine.
I can't control the ball.
He just said he can't control the ball. It looks fine to me.
But we have said that he has all match not really been seeming as sharp as he's been in the past. Both these players have won big-time, big-money matches. Both have won the Challenger Champions. Francisco, sudden death 7-ball champion. Ralph's been in the finals of that event. And Ralf missing the shot, Jim, in this last rack to end the match. And then Francisco, a little bit of loose play. It's interesting to watch how the pressure of this starts getting on your nerves.
I think there's more pressure in pool than any other sport.
As we watch Ralf meditate, a great friend of this championship, Janet Schimmel, the president of Q-Tech USA. I thank her for her sponsorship always. And Francisco Bustamante, unbelievably still alive. It's what they said to Brando in The Godfather after they got to him a couple times. He's still alive.
Yeah. We got a ball game going on here. I'll tell
Wow.
you, this is a real crowd.
Wow and wow. Whew.
They're standing up. They're loving it.
6-5 now. Not over yet. Francisco Bustamante will have the break in rack 12, so he's definitely still got a chance here in Las Vegas. Take a look at this miss on the 3-ball by Ralf Souquet. That opened the window a little bit for Francisco Bustamante, and he managed to get through it. As we see that 8 just dropped, and the 9 goes solidly. He'll have a chance when we come back. A look from above at the great Sardo tight rack underneath Super Pro Aramis balls in that rack of 9. Speaking of Sardo, one of the really wonderful people in the game, Carmine Sardo, vice president of Sardo tight rack. You will not find a nicer, more fun guy to be around. And right now it is about fun here in Las Vegas. Francisco Bustamante from the Philippines, as I said before, still alive, 5-6, but with the break here in rack 12. One of these 2 players will be the champion and hold the title. The Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball championship presented by Billiards Digest. Let's see if that cue ball stays on the table, Jim. Yeah, it does.
Oh, he got kicked around. You know, it was looping in the side pocket. That would have scratched if he didn't get kissed out. Here comes the 8 to block the shot.
No.
Yeah, you want to whack that sucker.
That is not what you wanted. Oh, is he mad?
But it's getting exciting. I'll tell you, this is turning into a great match. Well, he's blocked from the shot. He's going to have to find a place to push the cue ball to. He has that option, so he'll probably push across the table over here somewhere. Or, I mean, he can push the ball down table, down to the bottom cushion. I mean, he can go across the table. You know, there's a couple different ways to do this. I mean, this is real important right now. I mean, the score 6-5, he doesn't want to make any mistakes, so he's either going to push over there or come push down table here. He's got to make his decision right now. That's the other place he can put it, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to kick it 3 cushions down here, right down here. Now what he's done is left him an option for a combination. I mean, if he wants to shoot the 2-5 combination. You know, Ralf, you know, he came over to my house about 15 years ago. He was 20 years old. It was his first time in the United States, and he took lessons for 2 weeks. And I think I really helped him improve his game. In fact, the first tournament he played was the BCA Open in Binghamton, New York. He came in 3rd in his first pro tournament after the lessons.
Isn't that amazing? How does it make you feel? You know that you had something to do with that, you know, with Ralph's kind of education when he first came over. Does it make you feel good to see him be this champion? It makes you feel really good.
Anytime you give anybody lessons, if they learn one thing, they can keep it the rest of their lives. And he's kept a lot of things. I can see a lot of things that I told him that he kept in his game. But right here is a real important shot. Should he shoot the combination, or should he pass it up, or should he play some kind of a safety? I think he should pass up this shot because it's not a 50-50 to make it. Let the other guy shoot it. You're on the hill. He's shooting it. Wait a minute. He's going to shoot this shot. He missed it. You know, I would have gave that shot up.
That's interesting.
I would have gave that shot up. Now he's left.
That is interesting right there. Yeah.
You know, that was just too tough a shot. Let the other guy make it.
Let's take another look. This is close, but how? It's just a tough combination. Jim.
Yeah, let the other guy shoot it. I mean, you don't need to shoot that shot. And now, I mean, here's Bustamante back up the table. He's going to make the 4 down the left-hand top pocket up there and bring the cue ball on this side of the 5. Very important, so you can come 3 cushions around the table for the 6 ball. You've got to be on this side of the 5 ball. Just get over to the cushion over there. That's perfect. The shot's easy enough. And you're going to come 3 cushions around the table here. Just make the 5. Boom, boom. Right down here for the 6 ball.
And that last stroke by Bustamante to me looked a lot purer than some of the strokes that he's hit before, and this is what happens, you know, all of a sudden. How often do we see it where something just kicks in and a player of this caliber all of a sudden is in stroke again?
Well, that's true.
And
You let him catch his rhythm.
Right,
Boy,
exactly.
He's got some rhythm.
That's exactly right, and that's why you were talking about let him get to the table on a really tough shot if you're Ralf.
That's right. Make him work for it.
Yep.
But Ralf let him shot the shot and gave him something easy to get started with, and this is what happens. Anyway, just draw the cue ball back a little bit for the 8.
And there it is. Do we see Francisco chalk up that cue? I want to take an opportunity to thank Q-Tech Cues, the official cue of the Billiard Congress of America Open 9-Ball Championship, for their support. Watch out. But he's in good shape. And you know what, gang? We got what we thought at the beginning we might have. It's going to be hill if this 9 goes, 1 rack away from the title. And there it is. That didn't go dead center either.
No, it didn't.
The crowd absolutely loving it. And there is a man that is focused. Here is where the lag is so important at the opening of a match, because somebody at 6'6" has the break, and in this case, it's Ralf Souquet. Francisco says 1 more rack. For each player, that's the case. 1 rack away from a champion. A couple of key shots from that rack. This was huge by Ralf Souquet. This by Francisco. A lot of pressure, a lot of excitement. Back after this. The Billiard Congress of America Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by Championship Billiard Fabrics, setting the standard. By Olhausen, the best in billiards. And by the Billiard Education Foundation, supporting the future of pool. We'd like to say a special thank you to the Riviera Hotel and Casino for hosting the 2003 BCA National 8-Ball Championships and the BCA Open 9-Ball Championships. Our super shot of the match brought to you by Q-Tech Cues. Sometimes we have a technical great shot. This one, a little bit of luck for Francisco Bustamante. Would have been behind 6-3 had that not fallen. Instead, we find ourselves here, all tied up. The Billiards Digest scoreboard says it's 6-6. How do you think the crowd feels? This rack for the title. $15,000 on the line. And more importantly to these players, the prestige of being the Billiard Congress of America Open 9-Ball Championship. Mitch Lawrence, King James, Jim Rempe here. And man, this has been one interesting match.
Wow, look at that cue ball control right there. Wow. He made the 1 and a 3. There's no shot, though. He's got just the 2 ball. It's on the side cushion over here. There's only 1 shot here. He's going to have to play a safety. The only way to do it, I mean, is to just bank it, leave the 2 up table like that, and just leave the cue ball around in here. Or he'd like to have enough of an angle on the 2 to bring the cue ball back down table, but I don't think that angle is there. So I think he's just going to have to leave the cue ball right around where the 2 is. If he cuts it, well, he's got to watch that there's something funny doesn't happen. Just make sure that you miss the 5 ball going up, and judge your speed and put the 2 ball on the top cushion.
And what a time to have to wait. He would just so like to stay at the table after that break and just keep Francisco away.
A game of inches. If it's another inch out from the cushion, he wins the game.
Right.
Look what he did there. He ran right into the 5 ball and left the shot. Oh, no, not at this point in the game. You don't want to do that.
And he cannot believe he just did that.
Yeah.
The last couple of racks, Jim, I got to say it, that, Ralf, we've seen him play such crisp precision 9-ball. And a couple of times in the last racks, he's given Francisco these kind of opportunities.
He's trying to give it away. I mean, there's really nothing to do here. He can't stop the cue ball there. He's got to put high English on it, or maybe bring the cue ball over to there. Maybe play this off the 5. I don't know. He doesn't have much time to think. Oh. So he hit it right in the middle of the pocket in the 5, so I don't know what he was playing. We'll have to ask him later about that. He was probably playing it off the 5.
Both players. First, Ralf couldn't believe what he left for Francisco. Now Francisco can't believe what he did. And you don't think there's pressure at this point in a tournament? Look at this. I mean, 2 of the great players in the game. Somebody's going to win this.
Yeah, giving it back to one another.
Man. All right, here's Ralf Souquet's chance at the table.
Well, he just wants to keep the cue ball in there. To do that, he can't shoot it in the side, so he'll probably shoot it in the corner pocket. The 4 is right by the cue ball. You just want to stay in the center of the table. So he followed it a little bit. So, he got straight on the 4, and that was a good idea. I mean, that's perfect. Now the 5, you can see where the 5, it's hanging in the pocket. 6 is over here.
Now, let me ask you a question. You're a Hall of Fame member. You've won numerous tournaments over the course of your career. can you, at this point in a match, you know what it feels like to have those small muscles start twitching when you get down over these shots. How do you collect yourself enough to actually get through this rack?
You know, everybody asks that same question. Here's where you rely on your ability. If you have the natural basic points, you know, your solidness at the table, that'll get you through a match like this where your nerves are shaking. Here he wants to bounce out in the middle of the table. I mean, it's all nerves from here on out. and if you and a lot of people say you follow through. I like to think of it as extending to the shot. If you think of it in those terms, the shot becomes easier because your ability makes the cue go straight, and you just rely on that. Here, but the balls are hanging in the pocket here, so all you just follow the ball back out to the middle of the table, give yourself an angle on the 6, like that, and then just bring the cue ball over for the 7. Leave yourself an angle on the 7 now to come back for the 8 ball. Just make sure you leave yourself an angle on the 7. The only thing that can go wrong here is if you get straight on the 7.
He's looking at it. You can see him there. Man, there's so much going on. I was going to say I'd like to know what's going on inside his head, but it would probably be in German and I wouldn't understand it.
I wonder if he's thinking in German or English.
No, he's definitely thinking in German. Trust me. He's not taking any time to translate.
He got the perfect angle. There's 2 ways to play this shot. Make the 7 down the corner and either come all the way across the table over to here so you can shoot the 8 and draw back for the 9 like that, or bring the cue ball in the center of the table and go 3 cushions around the table. Here you have to make up your mind before you shoot. Get in the middle of the table or come on the cushion. Either one. Don't think halfway when you're shooting this shot and just say come over anywhere. Play a specific spot on the table.
And that is exactly what he's doing. You can see his eyes moving to the exact point that he wants to put that ball. It's a good point, Jim. Because otherwise your mind's going to ramble a little bit.
He played for the 3 cushion shot. It's a wise choice. The table's playing fast, so he's going to just hit it with right-hand spin and go around the cushions. 3 cushions like this. Just judge the speed. You're going to have the 9 straight in. Ooh. Get right there.
This is just the tension, the nerves in here. 64 great players from 20 countries have tried to get to the point as that 8 ball goes that Ralf Souquet is at right now.
A little bit more
He wants that ball to travel a little more.
He wants it down. He wanted it straight in. Well, just make it in the corner pocket. Keep your head down and follow through. Here's what we just talked about. Rely on your ability.
This is where you take the experience for Ralf Souquet of winning the U.S. Open 9-ball championship, the World 9-ball championship in '96, and just let your body do what it knows how to do.
Keep your head down, follow through, and there it is. All right, Ralphie boy.
We'll have to try to figure out what they were saying. Both of them speak German. And you see there, I talked about it before, Ralf Souquet seems like a very, very unemotional, calm player. And on the outside he is, but on the inside, a fire burns. Ralf Souquet, our champion. Here's some of the critical shots in terms of the way he got there. There's a miss by Francisco Bustamante on the 2. Ralf took care of that business and then worked his way around the table. This 9 gives him the title, and he adds the prestigious Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball championship to a resume that includes the U.S. Open and World 9-ball championships. And he is making a case for 2003, having been the 2002 Player of the Year already. There's your runner-up, Francisco Bustamante, gracious, a smile on his face. It's the way we see him most of the time. And as Executive Director Steve Dukoff gives him the check, he will say thank you. Disappointed, but he'll be back. And there is a very, very happy
It's an honor for me
Ralf
to introduce
Souquet
this to you as the champion of the 2003 Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball championship. Mr. Ralf Souquet, please.
The crowd loves it. Ralf obviously very, very happy, and it's the culmination of a fabulous week of pool here in Las Vegas, thanks to the Billiard Congress of America and all the people that work with them for all they do for the game, for growing the sport. Ralf Souquet started here 13 racks ago, and a lot has happened since that lag. Great play by both players. Francisco Bustamante A little bit of luck on that shot. But Ralf Souquet doing what he needed to do. He is the Billiard Congress of America Open 9-ball champion. It's been a great week here in Las Vegas. We're glad you've been with us. For Jim Rempe, I'm Mitch Lawrence. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.